right, that mountain over there, that's where we have the 700,000 cubic yards of waste, and a lot of it is radioactive. So what we're doing right now with the community is bringing different, well, it's a combination of residents, leaders from different organizations to come together and start organizing and building a campaign. Right now, our biggest concern is the security. These buildings right here are very unstable, and as you can see, there's a lot of tagging, and people go in. See that door over there? That's always open.
It used to be a metal recycling facility.
Right.
Oh, I see.
And the byproduct of the metal recycling is a lot of, they were closed down because this canal here that drains out to the ocean was being used to dump illegally the byproduct, and so now, you know, instead of dumping it into the ocean, they started piling it and piling it and piling it, and it became this mound now. In terms of, you know, the other concern that people bring up is, you know, for the low-income community, this is also one of the only recreational areas.
This area obviously is a wetland, and the Coastal Conservancy and the Nature Conservancy right now have purchased 540 acres of that. But where the pile is used to be a lake, and got filled in, obviously. So the vision is to take that lake and put it back there. To remove the whole pile, it's going to take a long time, a lot of money. But also the vision is up at Wainimi Road where you came in, there was a large green 38, what we call the 38 acres, is to make that a gateway park with visitor center and the history of the Chumash Native Americans in this area, and the water and all of that, and the wetlands. There's a lot of endangered species birds down here, and to have boardwalks and things go out into the wetlands.
The Coastal Alliance United for a Sustainable Economy, known as CAUSE, has begun a new campaign to remove this poisonous mess. Previously, there was a coalition of groups working together to get it designated by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, as a Superfund site. This means it is officially recognized as a serious hazard to the environment and to the surrounding community. The new campaign had its first public event on July 17th at the Star of the Sea Catholic Church in Oxnard, California. CAUSE presented the circumstances which are bringing people in the community together to fight for the removal of this poisonous hazard.
They need to let the community at large know about this toxic, dangerous toxic. And another thing is that they need to put pressure. They need to put pressure on the parties involved. They need to put pressure on the owners, on the parties that let it happen. And clean it up. Now! Serve better. No creo. We deserve better.
And all the good work that I did for the city in 21 years of code, I felt that I really let the people of Oxnard down because I was not able to do nothing for Halaco. Okay, those were my instructions: make an appearance, but do nothing. In 2003, I had a thyroid cancer operation. I'm okay now, but I worked down there for about a week on a bunch of abandoned cars that had to be removed. And in the time that I was there, I had to take license plates and so on. Did Halaco cause my cancer? I don't know. The doctors don't know. They just don't know what I got. But it could have come from there.
The first commitment is that Congresswoman Lois Katz meets with a delegation of this committee, of these people. Commitment number 2 is that someone from a delegation from her office be present at our Faith and Democracy meeting on September 28th. That's commitment number 2. Commitment number 3, will Congresswoman Lois Katz's office commit to doing everything in their power to deliver appropriate decision makers from the U.S. EPA to our Faith and Democracy meeting on September 28th.
And of course, all 3 yes. So I have a statement that I'd like to read from her. I apologize for not join you in person, but I do want to congratulate you on your efforts and hard work to raise awareness of the several important issues facing our community. I'm especially proud of your efforts to educate and engage our youth in the need to protect our environment, something I take very seriously. I want to continue working with you to create a healthy, safe, and promising future for our community. Your gathering here today, coupled with your active involvement in local issues, inspires me to continue tackling the many challenges we face here back in Washington, D.C., especially the Halaco Superfund site.
My name is Mike Stubblefield, and I live in Supervisorial District 5. Actually, I've lived in El Rio for over 22 years. I'm the chair of the Los Padres chapter of the Sierra Club, which spans all of Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. I want to invite my supervisor, John Flynn, to join me at the other microphone. Supervisor Flynn, for over 30 years you have been working for the welfare of the people of our county. You've also stood with us whenever we have called upon you. Although the Halaco site is actually in District 3, you represent the people living nearest this toxic site. Today we want to ask you a few questions. John, will you once again be our courageous leader and work alongside Supervisor Kathy Long to bring together local, county, state, and congressional officials to meet and work with us to advocate for the complete cleanup of the Halaco site?
Absolutamente.
And will you join us at our Faith and Democracy meeting on September 28th?
Yes, I will.
EPA has taken on responsibility for making sure that the site is cleaned up to address any risks that the contamination presents. And it will take time for us to do the testing and other investigation work that needs to be done to make sure that we have a complete understanding of the contamination at the site, that we can answer some of the questions that were raised tonight about the extent to which the contamination is in the groundwater, how the groundwater is moving, and we collect other information that we need to make sure that we clean up the site as best we can.
¡Exitosos hoy esta noche!